And meanwhile, the search for Austin Drummond was sparked renewed concerns over public safety in Tennessee. Over the past several days, authorities have asked residents to be aware of their surroundings, lock their doors, and avoid unnecessary travel. Representative Tory Harris of Memphis joins us now to talk more about what this manhunt means for the future of public safety, along with other new developments within the state. Representative, glad to have you here on the 3 o'clock. How have you been?
Yes, I've been good, really good.
Good. Let's talk about this arrest and capture of Austin Drummond. What does it mean?
Yeah, absolutely. The safety of our individuals in our communities, whether it be Shelby County, whether it be in Jackson, are really, really important throughout the state of Tennessee. And I think this is really important for us to see someone get captured so quickly, so that way we can bring them back to justice and make sure that the families and those involved are taken care of in the aftermath of this.
We're also hearing that Drummond was released from prison in September of 2024, having served a 10-year sentence. A lot of people are questioning, should he have been out, period? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, the justice system will work in its way. The court system is going to work the way it's going to work, and I think that ultimately this is going to be one of those examples that we'll have to use and see what happens in the future for future releases.
Yeah, but we heard some of the lawmakers say this is a good day for especially West Tennessee, for the Mid-South. Your feelings about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good day for us as we move forward, but you think back, did we have to actually release him? Did we have to get to the point where we are right now?
When it comes to laws, and we often hear people saying we need more muscle, more bite in some of our laws to keep some of these criminals behind bars. How do you see this playing out? Yeah. Is it easier said than done?
It is. I mean, adding more laws doesn't necessarily always adjust and fix the issues. We have to make sure that we're taking care of our people on the front end and not trying to wait to make sure that it happens on the back end. And I think that this is just going to be another one of those examples where when we get back in January to the legislature, I'm sure that some kind of legislation will move forward to try to adjust something like this.
No doubt about that, for sure. Let's talk about some other areas really affecting Memphis and Shelby County when it comes to our schools. We're still hearing a lot of talk that when it comes to the possible takeover of Memphis Shelby County schools, two representatives, state senator from Memphis as well, saying just because we've kind of pulled back a little bit doesn't mean a takeover still can't happen going forward. Do you think in this time, since early this year, have the schools made a lot of progress? Do you think a takeover is needed, or where do you think we're headed there?
Can I say that I've seen progress? I won't necessarily say that I have, but what I will say is that we don't want to see a school takeover. Me and my colleagues would hope that that doesn't happen. I know that that appetite is still there from some of my colleagues to want to see some form of school takeover, and we're going to keep on fighting and pushing back against that. And you know, January is right around the corner. I know that there were things that were in the original legislation that some of my colleagues wanted to see happen in our county that may or may not have happened just yet. But I'm hoping that there will be some type of progress between now and January, so that way we can avoid any types of issues in the future.
Representative, we're also hearing that some people say when it comes to accountability, if we put all the school board races also on the same schedule with the sheriff's race, with the upcoming county mayor's race, it might lead to maybe more people coming out to vote. I know there was a state law that you pushed along with State Senator Brent Taylor when it comes to this. Where do we stand with that matter?
Yeah, so obviously it was something that the community had asked for, and they really wanted me to try to push for this, and I said, you know what, okay, I will do it and give what the community actually wanted. So instead of allowing the state to make these types of decisions, I wrote the legislation to make sure that the county and the local body had the opportunity to make the decisions. And so locally, they have legislation now before them that gives them the option. They may make some changes to our school board if they so choose.
Because you went before the county commission about a week or two ago yourself.
I did. And so just to make sure that they were on the same playing field and knew that they do have that as options. They don't actually have to move forward with doing any of those things. They may put everyone on the same term limits. They may be able to put everybody on the same ballot if they so choose to. They have that option, and it gives our community more of the say-so in doing that. One
last thing before we have to wrap up here. When it comes to XAI, there's been some pushback, some people who have been big cheerleaders of this project. Where do you stand on that these days? Especially we're hearing about XAI aside dollars going to deferred maintenance of a few Memphis Shelby County schools. Is this a positive move? Or what?
I do believe that seeing our schools be able to get some kind of resource and some help, that's a positive move, absolutely. But is it at the cost of some of the people that live in our communities? And I do represent a very, very diverse district here in Shelby County, and I do hear both sides. I hear the gamut on both sides of this thing. And so for me, I believe that if we're hurting individuals, it's not going to be something that I can truly get behind and support. But hey, everybody's going to find some kind of positive or negative in everything that we do. So,
Representative Tory Harris,
absolutely.
Always glad to see you.
Yes,
Come on back anytime.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.
A short break. We'll be back in just a moment.